Okay, let's do this. We are taking a deep dive today into a pretty specific piece of hardware, a real professional AV powerhouse,
Mhm.
the Key Digital KD-MLV4X4PRO.
That name is a mouthful, isn't it? The KD-MLV4X4PRO 4K UHD HDMI Seamless Matrix with multi-view tiling.
It really is.
But, behind that name, it solves a huge infrastructure headache. I mean,
Yeah.
how do you manage multiple video inputs, send them to a bunch of different screens all at once, and do it without any flicker or delay?
Exactly. And that's our mission here. We want to give you that shortcut to understanding this kind of pro-level gear. We're not just going to list specs. We're going to unpack what seamless matrix and multi-view tiling actually mean for the people using this stuff every day.
Well, at its core, it's a 4x4 matrix switch. Simple enough, right? 4 sources in, 4 channels out.
Right.
But if you just see it as a 4x4 switch, you're really missing the entire point of its design. It's a signal manager, it's a layout artist, and a distribution hub, all packed into one box.
Okay, so let's start with that foundation. The thing that separates the pro gear from, the consumer switches you buy online. Seamless switching. When I hear that, I immediately think of mission-critical stuff, like situations where even a second of a black screen could mean losing data.
That's the perfect way to look at it. When it's in full screen mode, seamless switching means it's an instant, totally uninterrupted transition when you pick a new source.
No glitch.
No glitch. Think about a security command center. If you switch from camera 1 to camera 4, you just can't have that 2-second delay or that, that annoying little HDCP handshake flicker you get with standard switches. This thing guarantees it's instantaneous.
Which is what makes it professional grade.
It elevates it from just acceptable to truly professional.
Yes, that glitch-free swap it's essential. But here's where the distribution gets really clever. It's sold as a 4x4, but it can actually power way more screens because of its mirrored outputs.
Yeah, this is where they really multiply the flexibility. So each of those 4 output channels has an HDMI port and a UHDoTP that's ultra-high def over twisted pair connection.
Yeah.
And they're both active at the same time.
Simultaneously.
They're mirrored, carrying the exact same signal. So that means you can send those 4 channels to, well, a total of 8 connected displays. It's effectively a 4x8 distributor.
And you mentioned UHDoTP, so we're talking about running signals over category cable like Cat6. Anyone who's done an install knows what a pain it is to power remote receivers. I'm guessing they've solved that whole mess with power over cable.
Oh, they absolutely have. The Matrix itself has built-in UHDoTP transmitters with PC, which means the 4 receivers that come with it, the little KD-MLV4X boxes that sit behind your screens, they're powered directly by the main unit.
So no wall warts.
No wall warts. You get rid of that whole rat's nest of power bricks you'd normally have behind every single display.
Yeah.
Just simplifies the install so much.
Yeah, fewer points of failure. So with gear like this, you can't always just walk up and press a button on the front.
Sure.
I'm assuming it has pretty robust network and serial control options for, proper integration.
Oh, for a device like this, that's non-negotiable. It supports pretty much every standard method. You've got the front panel, of course, IR, RS-232, TCP/IP, and even a web UI you can pull up on a laptop.
Okay.
And yeah, it's also built to work with their whole ecosystem, Key Digital app, KD-MLV4X4 Pro, Compass Control. So it slots right into those bigger automated systems.
All right, so if seamless switching is the solid foundation of this device, then the multi-view tiling processor is the incredible skyscraper they built on top of it. Let's get into the feature that really makes this thing special.
This is where it gets really fun. Multi-view tiling is, well, it's the ability to take those 4 separate video feeds and show them all at the same time on one screen.
Which is huge for monitoring, obviously.
For monitoring, for comparison tasks,
Yeah.
Anywhere you need that immediate visual context of seeing everything at once.
And you're not just stuck with the boring 2x2 grid. Right, I saw there's some flexibility there.
Right. You can pick from 5 standard layouts. Or, and this is the crucial part, you can create and save your own custom presets.
Okay, give me an example.
So imagine you're in a control room. You need one big primary video feed with 3 smaller, vertical feeds on the side. You can build that exact layout, save it, and then instantly push it out to any display that's in multi-view mode.
And the customization goes deeper than just the layout, right? I read something about text and layers.
Yeah, the level of detail is pretty surprising. You can use text overlay to put a label on each window, something like Lobby Cam or Data Feed 2. You get 16 characters, and you can change the size, the location of the label. And then there's image layering, which lets you stack images and set a priority for them on each output.
So why would I want to layer images? Give me a quick practical use case for that.
A great one is for, say, corporate branding. You might have a security feed in one window, but the company requires their logo or maybe a recording in progress notice to always be visible in the corner.
Ah, I see.
With layering, you can assign that logo graphic the highest priority so it always slates on top, no matter what video is playing underneath it.
And for the real perfectionists, you can even change the bezel width and color of the digital windows?
You can. It's really about visual data choreography. You're making a dense amount of information digestible and, aesthetically clean.
Okay, we have to talk about the reality of pushing high-res signals over long distances. Let's get into signal integrity. How does this box handle distance over category cable?
Yeah, distance is always the enemy. The specs are pretty clear. If you're using a good quality cable like a Cat6a SDP, you can send a standard 1080p signal up to 60 meters. That's almost 200 feet.
And for 4K?
For 4K, that distance drops, as you'd expect. You're looking at 40 meters, so about 131 feet.
That's still pretty solid. And there was a weird detail in there for installers. Something about a minimum cable length.
Yes. It's, like you said, a little counterintuitive. They require a minimum 5 meter, that's about 17 feet of cable, for all resolutions.
Right.
It's all about signal stability. That minimum length helps mitigate certain timing and reflection issues that can pop up on very short runs. It's a pro installer tip built right into the requirements.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's talk resolution management. You often have 4K sources, but your building is full of older 1080p displays. How does it handle that mix?
It handles it with its 4K downconvert feature. This is key. It ensures that your new 4K sources can play nicely with your legacy 1080p or even 720p displays. You don't have to upgrade every single screen at once.
And this is where some of the technical nuance really matters, right? There's a difference between what it can take in and what it can put out.
Correct. The inputs can handle up to 4K 60 frames per second, but with 4.2.0 color sampling. The outputs can do up to 4K with full 4.4.4 color sampling, but at 30 frames per second.
Okay, so break that down. What's the practical trade-off there?
It's a classic AV compromise, but it's managed intelligently inside the box. The 4.2.0 at 60 fps on the input is great for smooth motion, live video, sports. The 4.4.4 color on the output prioritizes perfect color fidelity and detail, which is better for graphics, text, things that aren't moving as fast but need to be perfectly crisp.
Got it. So it optimizes the signal for the most likely use case.
Precisely.
Let's switch to audio. A lot of switches are, locked together. Video from source A means you get audio from source A, but this has an independent audio matrix.
And that is a major, major feature. It means the audio routing is completely separate from the video.
So you could be watching 4 video feeds.
Exactly. You could be monitoring 4 silent security cameras in a multi-view layout, but choose to listen to the audio feed from a completely different source, like a news channel that isn't even on the screen.
And the physical outputs for audio seem pretty robust, too.
They are. You get audio de-embed, so you can pull the audio out. It gives you a 6-pin terminal block for balanced or unbalanced connections, and also digital optical POS link. It even supports surround formats like Dolby and DTS up to 5.1. It's very flexible.
All right, let's go under the hood to the engine room. Key Digital calls it the full buffer system.
And this isn't just a switch. It's more like a dedicated signal lifeguard.
Okay, I like that. The spec sheet lists things like TMDS reclocking, HDCP authentication, EDI management. Sounds like a lot of jargon. What does this system actually prevent from happening?
It prevents signal collapse. That's the bottom line. Take TMDS reclocking. Over a long cable, a digital signal gets weak, it gets jittery. The buffer system catches that messy signal, cleans up the timing, it reclocks it, and then regenerates it to be as strong as it was when it left the source.
So that's the difference between a perfect picture and like digital snow or a flickering screen.
That is exactly the difference. Then you have HDCP authentication. The Matrix is fully licensed for the latest HDCP 2.2. If this handshake fails, your screen just stays black. This system makes sure that negotiation happens flawlessly every time.
And the third piece of that puzzle is probably the biggest headache for every installer out there. The ED die.
A dreaded ED. Yeah, it solves that infuriating problem where your laptop and your display just refuse to talk to each other properly. The source tries to send a signal the display can't handle, and you get nothing.
So how does this matrix fix that? How does it take control of that conversation?
It has an internal library of 8 different EDI profiles for each input, so it can basically tell the source device exactly what kind of signal to send. But, and this is critical, you can also copy the ED data directly from any connected display.
So you guarantee a perfect match.
You guarantee it. That feature alone can save days of troubleshooting on a complex install. It's a difference between a system that works and a system that needs constant callbacks.
And for the person actually setting it all up, they even throw in some aids like built-in test patterns?
Yeah, 9 different test patterns. It's a huge time saver. You can check all your cables and displays for stability without even having to hook up a laptop or a Blu-ray player.
Okay, so to recap the tech specs, we're talking a TMDS bandwidth of 10.2 Gbps, all packed neatly into a 1U rack mount size.
That's it.
So what does this all mean for you listening? We've looked at the Key Digital KD-MLV4X4PRO, and the big takeaway is that this is not just an AV switch. It's an intelligent hub built to tame the absolute chaos of a high-density video setup. It takes 4 sources, manages the signal with, military precision, and then distributes them seamlessly to as many as 8 displays, all while giving you total control over the audio and that advanced multi-view layout.
And that kind of industrial-grade problem-solving. Well, it comes with a professional price tag. Our sources say it's currently listed at $2,950, and that's backed by a 3-year Key Digital warranty. It's an investment, but it's an investment in stability.
A worthy one for the right job, for sure. So before we wrap, I want to leave everyone with one final thought, something to chew on that kind of goes beyond just AV gear.
Yeah, so think about this. If a specialized box like this, designed for one single task-moving video, if it needs such a complex and robust management system, with HECP, EDID controls, signal buffering, just to deliver a simple picture and sound flawlessly, what does that level of required sophistication tell you about the hidden complexity of managing any high-volume, high-fidelity data stream, whether that's video or financial data or anything else?
Yeah.
The infrastructure needed to make things look simple is often just terrifyingly complex.